Good morning, everyone. This is Ida. I hope everyone's doing well today. I wanted to share a project with you guys that if I were in the swap, this would probably be what I would create because I love making scenes in lanterns for the holidays. I think I already mentioned that, but I love doing it. I absolutely do love doing it. And this past year, I did make one for my daughter that was a lantern, and it had a really nice pot-belly shape, the glass on it. And I added one of those large snowman heads on top, and I added greenery. And it was really pretty, you guys, because she likes rustic. Not necessarily country, but rustic. So that's what I created for her as home decor for Christmas this past year. And I added a pillar candle that was remote control operated and in battery, and it had a remote control, and it would flicker like if it was a real flame. So it was really pretty, you guys. So I thought, I had bought this die a while back from China, and I thought I wanted to play with it. And then yesterday I went shopping, you guys, for you know, I think I mentioned before that we wanted to raise money for our church, or that the Lord was talking to me about that, because we're moving into a new temple, and because the one we have right now is going to go up and stuff like that. So we actually found a new building, and our congregation is really small, you guys, and those that tithe, it's even less. So you know, we wanted to raise money, or my daughter wanted to raise money. I kind of already did pitch in for that, but she wanted to raise more money for the temple. And so we had to go buy some cake boxes and boxes for the macaroons. She's been on this baking kick lately, but she's getting good at it, you guys. And she had a bunch of people that had ordered from her, so she needed to get ready for that. So, of course, we had to go to Hobby Lobby so we could get boxes for the pies and the macaroons. And, of course, you know, I had to shop, you guys. So, I picked up this die, you guys, right here that is by Spellbinders. And it was $14.99. It wasn't on sale, but I did use a 40% coupon off on this. And there's something else that I want to use it for, and maybe tomorrow I'll have that one up. But I had already had in mind that I wanted to, let me show you what the lantern looks like. Oh, I dumped it out. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Let me see if I can find all the pieces, guys, to put them back where they belong. And, I had bought this lantern a while back because I have this thing about lanterns, you guys. I really like lanterns. And so even before the holidays, I had picked up this lantern. And it comes with the lantern. It comes for the die to do this piece, a piece for here, and then this bottom piece that goes across. So it's a 4-piece set. You can see some of the pieces in there. See the pieces? It's a 4-piece set. And I knew that I wanted to create, I already had in mind that I wanted to do something like this. So when I was in, and I do have a snowman die, but I have the Tim Holtz, and the head on the Tim Holtz die is quite a bit smaller. And the proportion wouldn't have been right for my lantern. But when I went yesterday to Hobby Lobby and I saw this one, I thought this one would work. And it did work, you guys. And like I said, there is something else I want to create with this. But these are the main two that I used. And I did use the other ones, but another one, I think one more. And I'll share, actually 2 more. And I'll share that with you. I also used, when Cottage Cuts was having a big sale, I bought, let me show you this one. This snowman tag die. And I'll show you what the die looks like. I actually have like 3 of them in the same pouch. Here's that die, you guys. And it has a stitched edge. So, and it does have the hanging element for, to make tags. It's a tag die. But it's really small. To me, it was perfect. See, they even have it in the tree form. And I think there's another one. I'm not sure, but I think there is one more. And another thing that I use that I picked up in one of my hauls recently was this Sizzix Gen Long Words. And the reason I bought it was for Believe, but it has other things. And the Merry Christmas, of course, you know, I needed some Christmas word dies. And so that's where winter came from. Anyway, those are the dies that I used. I used 1, 2, 3, plus the little tree. 4 dies, but you don't necessarily need to use all the ones that I did, but that's what I wanted to do. And if I were in the swap, you guys, I would have created this. Look at how beautiful this is, you guys. Is that pretty or what? It is a shaker, and you can see right through it. And see the elements? See the little sequins? And I put snow and sequins and some snowflake sequins and some pink beads. And after I had done that, you guys, let me tell you, this is kind of hard to put together because the sides on this die, let me see, I don't have another one cut out. The sides on this die, well, I have another one, but I don't want to share it yet. See this little strip right here? That's all you have, guys, to do the shakers. That's very, very thin. And even though I use the foam, it's kind of difficult. I don't know what you guys use. I know when I use the double-sided tape is better, the sticky tape. But when I use, for me, when I use glossy accents, it's really messy, you guys. And I don't like that messy look. And I guess in this it really wouldn't have mattered because I knew I was going to add the snow on the outside of the snowman. So I guess it doesn't matter. But I did use tape, the 1/8, the real thin score tape. That's what I used to adhere the acetate on here. And the acetate is just leftover packaging, you guys, because I didn't have any acetate sheets. And I remembered I had a piece of acetate from a packaging. Anyway, so I needed 2 pieces, you guys, one for the front and one for the back because it is see-through. Now this little Christmas tree that you see in here, this is a tree that Miss Agnes just gifted me this past week or two. One of the recent blessings that I got from Miss Agnes. And it is the Santa baby paper, you guys, and so is the hat. It's the Santa baby paper. So I made this to go with the Santa baby paper, but a lot of us hauled that, so I'm sure, you know, we can get a lot of use out of this. But I really wanted to make a lantern snowman. Also, you guys, if anybody has, I don't have a scarecrow die. I wish I had had one because I would have done one for Thanksgiving or fall. And you can even do a Santa, you guys. Exactly like this. Just, you know, with a Santa head. And I do have the Santa head, but I haven't created it yet. But this is what I would do. Like if I have to step in because somebody didn't come through, then I would make these tags for somebody. And I have actually made a couple of them already. So definitely this would be one of the ones I would create. And then I cut it out. I cut out the lantern several times, you guys. I cut it twice in the foam. And then I cut it 3 times in paper because when I was assembling it, I kind of messed up, so I needed an extra one. Normally, I would have cut 2, but I recommend that you cut it in 110 cardstock. And even if you could find some poster board would be great. And then the 110 cardstock, if you wanted to give it a more finished look. I would recommend that. So I did cut it several times, you guys, to make one tag. And after I had closed it all in, you guys, then I added the piece. Remember I told you this piece comes extra. This little piece, there's an extra one. So I cut this in that chunky glitter paper that we all get from Hobby Lobby. And then the scarf right here on the Santa head, I did the same thing. I cut it in the chunky. And I also cut it in foam, you guys, to give it the dimension. And I did the same thing on both. I cut it in foam, then I cut it in the glitter. I cut this in foam and then in this foil pink paper. And then I did the same thing with the scarf. I cut it with the foam and then I cut it with the chunky pink glitter. And then these little branches that I made, that I used for the arms, are the ones I just hauled the other day, you guys, from Michael's. And I'll show you what it looks like. It's just a little branch right here. And these were either 30 or 40% off, you guys. It's $1.99 regular price. So even if it wasn't on sale, it's, you know, you can get several out of one little branch. But I wanted to do the branches as the arms on the snowman. I think it came out beautiful, you guys. And here's the winter from that word die. That Sizzix Spellbinders. Is it Spellbinder? Sizzix, I think. Sizzix. Word die. But, you know, if there's snow, or you could do anything, but I like this winter one. And after I had done that and put it all together, assembled it all together, you guys, I added some glue, some art glitter glue on the edge of the belly here, and added some more of that. This is the snow that I use, you guys, and I've had it for years. Seriously, and I bought this at Joann's. It might still be available, especially during the holidays, but I have had it. There is the number on that. I have had it a very long time, you guys, and you can see it's still full. And there's others that are look similar to that. I mean, it doesn't have to be that specific one. And I added the art glitter glue just around the belly and on the bottom, and I sprinkled some of that faux snow. And I like that snow because it has glitter in it as well, you guys. And then all these little pieces, the eyes and the nose, come individually, as well as the scarf for this little snowman. And of course the hat does too. And it does have the holly and the berries. Now to do the holly, I cut it out in just pink, and then I added a little bit of green, and then I added that glue that I used, that iridescent clear glue that I use. And I did use the, what do you call those, pearls by Ranger. And because I cut the piece that it was the berries, they kind of ran into each other, guys. So if I had left it flat, yeah, I might have gotten better dimension on those. And two, because I did them all at the same time, instead of doing one, letting it dry a little bit, then doing the second one and letting that dry. And then, of course, the third one. But you could easily use some type of little crystals or pearls or whatever, you know, these little gems that we all have. And they come even smaller. You could have used something like that, and it would have been beautiful as well. And then I just added some of my pink on the cheeks, and a little bit of white with my white paint pen on the little dots on the cheek. Oh, there's snow on. There was snow on the cheek. And for the mouth, guys, it is embossed, but you couldn't hardly see it. So I used a very pale gray to kind of just outline the mouth so you could see it. So that's what I did there. I do have some like makeup or something that I could have used here, but I get I don't like to wait, you guys, and I will have to go to look for that stuff. And I do have some, I know there's like chalk too, but I don't know where it's at. So this is what it is. I got antsy and I did it. Let me turn it to the back. See, in the back, it's all clear again. You see the snow, the tree. And here is the other white piece that I did to make sure that it looked nice and clean and finished on the back. And then the loop, guys, the reason I did the loop like this is because usually when you put it on a package, you put a strip of tape and it hangs down like this. So let's pretend my finger was a piece of tape. It would hold down the tag and the tag would hang. That's why I did the loop, just folding over onto itself. And after I had done that, I thought, oh, I forgot to add my little to and from. So I added my to and from with the little snowman, and I did put it, I bought this mint ribbon, guys, a while back when, I think I got it at, I think I bought it at Hobby Lobby, you guys, don't quote me, when it was 50% off. And I got pink and I got the mint green in the different widths. So this one's like 1/8 and this one's about 1/4 of an inch. And because I had already adhered everything, I had to tie this separate. But I did it so where the bow will slide, where if you're going to write a name, you can actually lay it flat. And then you can just slide it down, you guys, to hang on the gift. And there's the to. And then there's the from. But I will tell you this, you guys. If you notice, mine doesn't have any lines or anything in the back. Usually when we use our cutting mats and we cut, all those scratch marks from the using different dyes transfers onto the back of the die cut. Well, I put I doubled it, so the lines, all the marks would be on the second piece and not on the first one, because I wanted it to be clean. And I did cut 2, you guys, because I wanted it to be pretty sturdy. I didn't want it to rip, and I cut it out of 110-pound cardstock, and it does have the stitching all the way around. And there, like I said, is my 2, and you flip it around, and there's the from. And you have plenty of room to write somebody's name there. But I think all in all, guys, this came out really pretty. Also, another thing you could do if you wanted to, on these little holes right here that the lantern has, you could add little blings, guys, or a strip of bling, or whatever you wanted to add to it. I mean, you can still add more to this, but I think I'm going to leave it the way it is because I kind of like it. I like it the way it looks. And I didn't want to move the head too far down because I wanted to, for the arms on the lantern to look kind of follow the same as the arms on a body would. And if I put the head too far down, then it would be like the arms of the lantern were coming out from behind the head, and I didn't want that look. But I love it, you guys. I absolutely love it. So if I have to step in, this is what I'm going to create. And or that's one of the ones that I'm going to create, and probably the world one that I showed you, the globe one that I showed you guys before, I would probably do that. Now I want to show you another one I created, and I created it for fall, and this was the first time I was playing with it, you guys, and I didn't make it into a shaker because I was going to put it on a tag. And when I heated this up, I don't remember why I was heating it up. I really don't recall why I was heating it up. And it warped. The plastic warped because this was from packaging as well. And but I like the way it looks because it gives the lantern like dimension in the body of the supposedly glass that's on the lantern. So this is my fall one that I created, you guys. Again, the same lantern, but this time I did that top piece in the gold color or copperish, and then the little piece that went in the front there. And then this one I did it in black because I wanted to put autumn in the metallic color in the foil. And then this little sprigs here are just my Martha Stewart pine needle punch. And this little flower here, guys, I created it with a die I picked up at AC Moore. I'll show you what it looks like. I don't think I showed this on any hauls, but it's just 3 different, and they reminded me of sunflowers, and I needed something small, so I used the smallest one, you guys. I didn't stagger them. I used the smallest one, and I think I only paid like $2 for this. But I love that it had the several sizes. And on the center, all I did was add my Beacon 3-in-1 glue and a cluster. And I poured some beads on there, my brown beads, to make them look like the seeds that are on the sunflower. And then this little copper metallic glittery stuff you see here is a piece of a leaf that I had cut and I used on another project. I know I shared it with you guys. I added it, just cut little pieces of it and tucked it behind the flower. And of course, if you just wanted to make this a tag, I would just say layer it several times, you guys. And then of course here would be, you would run your ribbon through here, and just by itself it would make a pretty tag. But I wanted to make it into a snowman. But imagine this, you guys, with this right here the way it is, but having a scarecrow face appear in the hat, and instead of maybe the well, I would do the sunflower, but adding some of that straw, that raffia for the arms, that would look really, really cute, you guys. So if somebody tries it, let me know so I can watch, and you do a video, let me know so I can see it, so I can watch your video. But this is what I did, guys. I mean, there's so many things you can do with this die, and I absolutely love it. Like I said, I do have another thing I want to create with this, but I have to go buy something. I'm missing something, so I have to go get that. And maybe hopefully I can find it locally, because I live in a very small town and it's very limited what we can find. But we'll see. I hope that you guys like what I created. I hope this inspires you. And I hope that I don't have to step in, you guys, and and take anybody's spot, because it's a lot of fun, and I want you to get the full feeling and enjoyment, you know, of swapping tags and receiving somebody else's work. But if I have to do it, I know that life happens, so I understand. But I just want, like I said, I just wanted to show you what I created and hopefully inspire you. I hope everyone's having a great day. God bless everyone. Bye.